Ọdịnala bụ eziokwu, ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ. Ị ma na o nwere olu na-eti mkpu na-asị ụmụ Igbo chigharịa, ụmụ Igbo chigharịa. Kwa mbọsị ọ na-eti, n'ụtụtụ n'abalị ọ nọ na nkuzi. Eze-Ana, Eze-Ana ugochitubelu, onye ọma na oraifite, onye mgbasa ozi, ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana ugochitubelu, onye ọma anyị eme ọnụ. Ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ, gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana ugochitubelu, onye ọma na oraifite, onye mgbasa ozi, ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana ugochitubelu, onye ọma anyị eme ọnụ. Ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ, gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana ga-adị, ugochitubelu ga-adị, ugochitubelu tempụl ọ ya adị. Maka na eziokwu anwa chacha, ndị ụka erigo anyị front and back, ndị oche eri anyị front and back. Faji asị kala aka ghọrọ ụmụ Igbo, si anyị rapụ nke anyị na nke fe ka mma. Bulu Baịbụl bịa, akwụkwọ akụkọ, mepekwa chọọchị fa, okwu n'ụka bịakwa.
Good morning, viewers all over the world. My names are Ogbuefi, Eze-Ana, ugochitubelu na oraifite. Abụ m onye isi nchụaja na ugochitubelu ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa miri emi deep consultation, lụkwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche and other spiritual works. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na ọdịnala restoration evangelical mission, bụrụkwazi onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me a priest and the evangelist. I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life. N'ụbọchị taa n'oge awa nke eziokwu, our today's topic is Igbo spirituality and lies against it. Igbo spirituality and lies against it. Today, if you are privileged to be under the influence of my voice today, rejoice. Because today, I really want the bandage to fall. Today, I want to explain in details what Igbo spirituality is all about and the lies against Igbo spirituality. And because of these lies, some people are seeing Igbo spirituality as one fetish and demonize practices. But today, the bandage will fall. You will understand what natural Igbo spirituality is all about. Pay attention to today's lecture. Believe in me, you will be made clean by the word we are going to hear today. Again, make a Before we dive into today's lecture proper, important announcements. Don't forget that our monthly rituals, group monthly ritual, is still ongoing for the month of August. You can still join, or you can still join for the coming months. This group ritual is for upliftment, breakthrough, and liberation. From these group rituals, a lot of people have been celebrating, have been liberated. As you all know, we don't share testimonies on social media on Ezeana TV. You know why? It's not necessary. But I can tell you, we have lots of massive testimonies. Because you care in Eze-Ana to Igbo, unity is power. We started this group ritual almost 3 years now. And I can tell you, we have lots of people that have been following us every month. In fact, we have some people that normally every year, from January, they book throughout the year to ensure that they do not even skip even 1 month. one net to watch and Makanaja carry it all. Now, let's now dive into today's lecture proper. So, if you are interested in joining us in our today's lecture, what you will do? Chat me on WhatsApp, forward your 3 prayer requests, then make token donation to the account number. Nation to go in my temple to watch and go for who make declarations upon the lives of those that join us. What are we doing? On the last day of the month, I will visit the rivers with eatable things to offer sacrifice on behalf of God. Then we proceed back to the temple, make other sacrifices to entities of ours on behalf of all, including Ram and Musaraka. Tell you need an altar that will be speaking for you. Yes. So if you are interested, what you will do, or if you have any question in today's lecture, chat me on WhatsApp 0805 7837 I repeat 0805 7837 If you are following me from Ezioku TV, our TV administrations, that number you are seeing on that screen is my number. Yes. Just know that one. Then, or if I will have another second number 081382 08138243 871 0813 782 43 871. You have to be on the screen. Now, if you are hearing my voice via television stations, either smart television, global TV, whatever, outside Africa, please chat me. I want to know the country you are getting us from. Now, let's dive into today's lecture proper. Today's lecture, like I said, Igbo spirituality and the lies against it. That is the topic. Let me explain to you what Igbo spirituality is all about. Now, I will now go further to explain the falsehood against Igbo spirituality and the mix-up for you to understand what Igbo spirituality is ordinarily all about. Igbo spirituality is all about following the natural principles that govern the universe. And believe in me, once you follow the natural principles that govern the universe, you will never run into problems. Because after creating the entire universe, he gave the manuals, the do's and the don'ts. And those do's and don'ts can be found in ancient laws, popularly known as 10 Commandments. It will interest you to know that Moses is not the first person that received the 10 Commandments. 10 Commandments has been in existence from creation. Even the Egyptians observed it. So Moses took the idea from what he learned from the natural and African spirituality. That one is the story for another day. What I want to tell you today is that Igbo spirituality based on the principles of keeping that natural laws, which encourages you to live in love with your fellow man. Do unto others what you want them to do to you. The law of karma, the law of live and let live, also truth and justice. That's what Igbo spirituality is all about. Igbo spirituality will also. So in the Igbo spirituality is onye megide na nwanne ya. Igbo spirituality so niile dị n'ala Igbo bụ simple means onye megide na nwanne ya. If you know what is your brother share, leave it for him. Don't superimpose yourself upon another person's progress. That is the simple analysis of Igbo spirituality. Showing love. All our unso in Igbo spirituality has basic in love. Igbo spirituality is a natural way of living that believes in whatever you sow is what you reap. Natural laws. You see a car. Car manufacturers normally put what is known as manual. Within my cars, you see those manual books. Those manual books are there to you to learn the functions of the car. Every thing you need to know about that car is well detailed in that manual book. What you should do and what you should avoid, and how you can enjoy the car. If you keep this, you will enjoy this car. If you do the other, then you are putting yourself in danger. You might even lose your life. So, Chukwu Okike pụrụ ime ihe niile. After creating the entire universe, he created the manuals. How you will be living in order to enjoy this gross material world, and what you must avoid. Because once and after that, he created the entities of powers, the managers, the spirits. Chukwu Okike pụrụ ime ihe niile abụrụ onye nwa in charge of making sure that whatever you sow is what you reap. He has created the entire universe, and he is on his throne, while mandated all the natural forces like the law of karma, law of retributive justice, law of sowing and reaping, and all these laws are there. So to propel that natural law that says whatever you sow is what you reap. So Igbo spirituality is original manual. So if you are an Igbo spirituality, Igbo person, you should rejoice. For you to understand Igbo spirituality is when you volunteer yourself and read so many spiritual books. So you were able to appreciate our forefathers. You were able to appreciate Igbo spirituality. I have read so many spiritual books ranging from religion, going down to many sects. I have read so many spiritual books. I don't want to start mentioning religion and the sects, the groups that I have read them. Some of these well-known major spiritual books I have read most of them. And after reading most of them, then I began to investigate, to analyze our Igbo spirituality. And I found out that Igbo spirituality, actually all the spirituality is itself. But I understand that if you are an Igbo person, African child, that you have good advantage following the path, the old, that was mentioned in Jeremiah, that you should ask for the path followed by ancestors. Yes. That path followed by ancestors is the path that will lead you to greater height. So let me explain. Spirituality is one, because it's only one God. So for you to understand spirituality in details, you need to read wide. You need to investigate. And that is exactly what I have done. And come into conclusion that Igbo spirituality is a spirit as an Igbo person. You need to understand it very well. Because following your own cultural, traditional system of worship, you have an edge over adopting another race, way of life, and tradition, and their spirituality. So that is why if you are in Igbo, you are following Oyibo man method of spirituality, you are getting it all. But spirituality is one. But following the originality of your people gave you an edge. So what is Igbo spirituality all about? Igbo spirituality is all about Nsọ. Because Nsọ is life. Nsọ bụ ndụ. Abstinence from impurity, abstinence from negative vibrations, strengthen your inner power. Our forefathers understand it very clearly. That is why they promote Nsọ. They promote living in harmony with nature, so that natural power will follow you. If you live your life with keeping natural principles, nobody can hurt you, because the natural forces will always come to your aid whenever anybody wants to hypnotize you, because your hands are clean. Because those negative vibrations they are going to project towards you, we never see any anchor in you in order to firm up. So that's why I preach living a good life worthy of emulation. Igbo spirituality now, some of these things people are doing now is never Igbo spirituality. And I have told you before, and I will keep saying it. Nwoke si na eji ọfọ, nwaanyị si na eji ọfọ, mana ọfọ mara onye ji enu. Don't be deceived if so many people are hiding under ordinary to portray evil. See, by their fruits ye shall know them. Always have the full spirit of discernment to understand that a core ordinary person ga-abụrịrị onye na-asọ nsọ. If you are a married woman, you come across anybody that preaches or claim to believe in Igbo spirituality, and the person knows too well that you are legally married, and the person want to sleep with you, that person is evil. You should avoid that person like leprosy. That person is never an ordinary, core ordinary believer. That person might be somebody that hides under Igbo spirituality, maybe is operating with other negative vibrations, which I will not start mentioning today. I told you that it is not by na mmadụ gbara afa or na mmadụ na-achị nzu ma ọ bụ na mmadụ ji ọfọ n'aka maka na mmadụ ebe o si weta ọfọ oji, ịmarakwa n'ọfọ ihe oji. Ọ bụrụ na mmadụ ji nzu ma ọ bụ edo, that makes the person a practitioner. Some people are working with familiar spirits. Some are working with wishes spirits. It's vice versa. Whether the person claims to be a man of God, or a pastor, a spiritualist, or a teacher, it doesn't actually count. So watch the person closely. Know the type of life the person is living. If the person are one of those people that once they do spiritual work for you, they want to sleep with you, avoid such person. If the person is someone that are into abominable acts, homo, lesbianism, avoid that person. By their fruits you shall know them. Only ọbụla practice really core ordinary spirituality must always avoid negative vibrations. If actually what the person is working with is natural vibes. Practicing Igbo spirituality using natural vibes, natural ways, Kubaka Goto, has no harm. You that normally ask me if Igbo spirituality doesn't Igbo spirituality have any health effect? My brother, my sister, practicing natural Igbo spirituality does not have any negative effect. Never. Because we are following the natural laws of live and let live. If you know what you will not take from another person, don't do it to another person. So by keeping Ofonogu, truth and justice, you will live long. And after practicing that Igbo spirituality, your family, you have led legacy, good legacy. Your family will be moving from strength to strength. A good natural spiritualist is that person that is in the village. The person might be Dibia or the person might not be Dibia. He's there. Na-ekpe ekpere, na-atụ nzu, na-atụ edo, na-make declarations of for the well-being of the land and the well-being of his family and Ubuntu. The person that always stand by the truth. If there is any problem in the village, call him, he will stand by the truth. That person is really a spiritualist. But the problem nowadays is that people normally miss Igbo spirituality and the people that practice occult practices, people that make it negative charms, mixing all of them together, thinking that all of them are Igbo spirituality. No. No. There is some certain things some people normally do in order to acquire these negative powers, to be doing negative things. Yes. We have many gifts, natural gifts. However, remember we have the counterfeits. Any natural gift has counterfeit. So some people might actually be gifted, but because of their quest to be where they did not merit, they will start to engage themselves from illegal practices, negative vibrations, in order to acquire more power. That power they are trying to acquire is not necessarily theirs. They did not accept, they did not merit that power by maturity. Rather, they will like to start to accumulate such powers via the back door. And I can tell you there is so much danger whenever you are following spirituality, following the back door. You are not following the natural principles and the rise by spiritual maturity. Once you try to be at a particular spiritual level without balance, without maturing to that point, you are going to crash. And when you crash, it will be disastrous. So what am I saying in essence is this: know whom you are following. Igbo spirituality is not all about Igbo. To be making charms is science. Yes, it's science. So making charms is all about the ability to make some concussions, then mix up the manipulating vibrations and propel it with a certain power to go and do that negative things without caring if these negative things you're about to do, whether it follows natural principle, which of course you know, as long as it's negative things, you will not follow natural process. So making charms, making occultic practices and other things through reading some certain negative books with negative vibrations in order to acquire some certain level of power have caused lots of disaster to many people, because when you fall from that height, you will not have backing, because where you are climbing, you did not merit it. So I will always warn you, maybe any seekers and newcomers seeking for the truth. If you are seeking for the truth, you want to investigate more of about ordinary, please take it easy. Know who you are following. Stop making charms. Charms is not what you need as a beginner, because you might not know the left and the right, and you might not know the negative implication of what you are about to do or what you are about to enter. Avoid negative charms. Making charms is a different dimension. It's not called Igbo spirituality. So Igbo spirituality has process. Now, in Igbo spirituality, for you to be a priest or akajiofo, it's easy at all. And you are found worthy by the gods to live long life, to the extent that you will be the eldest in the family for you to be the chief priest. Because Igbo spirituality understands that longevity of life is a blessing. Onye ọbụla nwere ogologo ndụ, ihe ọ pụtara the person have received favor from the gods. So what am I saying in essence? That don't rush. Today I want to speak to young ones coming, because lots of young ones are returning to Ordinary, but some of them don't actually understand what the Ordinary is all about. Ordinary is not get rich quick, it's not get power quick. Those things you are prowling into might consume you because you are not experienced. Some people are going into powers carelessly, and if you want to consume you, it will consume you. Yes. So some people are going into power. That's why me personally, I kick against someone diving into occult practices. There's some occult practices you are not matured to even venture or to investigate, because you are not really spiritually strong and matured enough to dive into that arena, which will eventually consume you. Because as a new person in spiritual matters, you are going into an arena that is beyond your limit. You are making yourself vulnerable to every attack. And if a higher personality want to harm you, the person will harm you, and you will never have any defense. The person will harm you and you will never have any defense, because you have not matured to that level of protecting yourself naturally. That is why I told people about occult practice. Let me give you this small illustration for you to understand, because that charm is solely for you and for you alone. So you have direct effect on you. But some of the people that if you now see nowadays on social media, you see small boys preaching, bragging about charms. Some of them are just making charms, but they don't know the after effect, long time effect of that charm they are doing. They only know how to get some roots, powerful roots, how to get some powerful leaves, how to get some higher animals, including human parts to add up in order to move that particular charm. It's a high chemical. For example, if you don't understand what all this formulation of charms and drugs is all about. The same way in a pharmaceutical line, there's some chemicals used to formulate some certain antibiotics. Yes, even to some certain drugs. It's the ability, the mixture of bringing this and bringing that, to mixture it and to give it a certain powers to deliver certain work. So when you formulate those charms, of course, you know charms have duration, because charms are formulated with gross material things that have time and space. So you have expiry date. Yes, nothing or not whatever that is formed from this gross material cannot last forever. Are you following? Because all the content of that charm has beginning and end. It's gross material thing. So one day it will expire. Now, but the thing of the spiritual is everlasting. So what I'm telling you, so bear it in mind that once you put your hand into negative vibration, be it occultic practices, then making negative charms, know it that one day it will expire. Just have this one in your mind. So the consequence of that diving into that side grows as you keep feeding it. Time will come when the thing you are feeding will outgrow you and it become too dangerous for you and your environment. What happened when you keep these charms, big charms you keep nurturing now, when you are no more? Nobody will be able to tame those charms, because don't forget that those charms was actually built because of you. So it will begin to move around. So those things are not actually Igbo spirituality. People normally mix it up. People mix those high vital science into Igbo spirituality in their work, but they are not the same. This is a different dimension altogether. So this is our venturing into metaphysics. It's a different dimension, which no isi na-ebu ogiri na-ebu ogiri. Isi a na-ebu ogiri bụ ogiri ogiri ya nje olu. Naturally, o nwere ndị bụ mystic in nature. They can venture into those strong rain. They can dive into metaphysics. They understand the oppression there. Because by their nature, they are like superhuman. But you, a carnal man, and Ufeke, going into those arena because others are going. See you see two of you, that particular arena can consume you. So today I want to tell you that that area you are going is never part of Igbo spirituality. That one is a higher practices you are going into. But be warned that that higher area you are going is not for everyone. And you understand, because you have anything in creation that has reaction has equal reaction. So, but my point today is that some people are mixing those things up. A good ordinary person is somebody that recognizes the existence of the gods, the powers of his land, and relate them, and be at peace, harmonize, and be at peace with them. That is a core spiritualist, a natural one. Once you are at peace with them, they will always recognize you as their son and they always protect you. That one is natural. But when you are diving into another area, let me give you a instance for you to understand where you're going. Igbo spirituality is like you understand too well how to swim. Do you know that there are some people that are well skilled via constant training? They can swim, across Niger, you know. From the Atani side of the Niger, they swim to the other, to Delta State side of Niger, do you know? Even from the Niger, this on its axis. Some can swim from this one end to the other end via physical strength, do you know? Do you know that the same terrain that someone swim across, that somebody that is not knowledgeable about how things work in the water terrain, if eventually try it, the person can be gone. The person can go forever. For that venturing into arena that is beyond his capacity. That spiritual arena you are going is like metaphysical area of that spirituality, is beyond what you can comprehend. So I'm here to warn some of you comers that are venturing into those arenas. Let me give you another example. Some people have trained themselves through becoming a vegetarian. You try to become master in so many occult training and practices. What is your aim? Your aim is to come to some certain level. However, those levels you want to be, you do not mature by observing the natural laws of keeping sana. Because by natural laws of keeping sana, don't trample upon another person's right, and align with your paternal, maternal, and all the forces that comes to this gross material with you, you will be going higher and higher. But some people don't want that process because it might be longer. They want shortcut. For that reason, they will now go and they start occult practices that will even consume them in the long run. Remember, don't think that you are practicing occult master, that you are beyond the structure. It's not true. There is some masters and grandmasters that beyond you. They understand where your strength lies, because it's the terrain that they are for a very long time. They master the do's and don'ts. They know exactly what you will do if the power will fail you. Are you following? It's like someone that he doesn't know how to swim. Let me tell you, entering into Okite, entering into dangerous charms, Igbo and rest of them. Then venturing those Arab Academy, venturing into those charms. Yes, they are strong charms actually. If the person that did it actually did the perfect one, there is fake, you know. Some people can collect money from you and do one abracadabra and their money is gone. Are you following? But some people can actually do the right one. Once they do that right one, okay, you might not withstand it. It's like you diving into occult practices in order to achieve some certain powers. Let me tell you what you are trying to do. What you are trying to do is, by virtue of that occult practices, in order to uplift your spiritual strength, what you are trying to do is like you want to swim across Nigeria. You doesn't know how to swim, and you go and put on all those swimming jackets, that is swimming aids, including oxygen. Yes, and once you swim, you put on all those swimming jackets and the swimming aids, and now you want to cross the other side of the Niger. With the help of those swimming jackets, even if you don't know how to swim, you eventually come to the other side. Are you following? Though it will not be as easy as you, as easy as the same person If another person that understand how to swim very well want to cross, the person will cross faster than you. Yes. So what I'm telling you is this: using swimming aids, you are at the mercy of those swimming aids, which your grandmaster, whoever that is higher than you in that phytoscience, that person that is higher than you knows, understand too well that you are a novice in this terrain, and that you are being propelled by those swimming aids. The person can simply do one or two things and you will gone forever. Yes. And once you go spiritually, you have gone physically. What the person will do is just simple go to your bag, off the oxygen, then use a razor of maybe 100 naira to cut off some of, give some insortable marks on those swimming aids. Oga, you are gone. The same way your life is vulnerable, and your life is at the mercy of that your spiritual head, that your spiritual grandmaster, that your dibia that is doing spiritual, that is doing those negative charm for you. Your life is at the mercy. It's mercy. Are you following? So because you don't understand, but the person knows the implication and knows one or two he will do, and you will remain his slave. But why can't you naturally develop and make more friends with entities of powers? Gradually you will have natural power that have no after effect. I'm not saying even olden days, some of our fathers olden days practice this so high metaphysics practices and formulations. Some formulated it to the extent that during their time they did a lot of things that are so great. Yes. So for those things, in using those powers, he achieved so many things that you can achieve in maybe 50 years, under 10 years. He draw it faster. But I can tell you, once you dive into that area, it will shorten your life. It will shorten your life. Because the area you dive into is so hard and so strong that you have equal reaction of what you have done. So whenever you are diving into unknown zone, know too well that there is equal reactions attached to those lane you have already dived into. So beware whenever you are diving into those negative vibrations to avoid destroying you. That is my advice to you. So whenever you are swimming with those young water, those aids you are using, remember you are vulnerable. But if you develop that spiritual strength by your own strength, believe in me, with that you can actually defend yourself in those terrain. Whenever you are being attacked by any unseen forces, which is natural, you will be able to defend yourself because you have mastered the terrain. So disease from trying to acquire such powers that you are novice. You don't even know how to handle those powers. Nowadays, some comers in Igbo spirituality preaches that some novice will actually go and die because some of those people that are preaching that don't know the consequence. Don't know the consequence. Yes, because it's a high risk terrain. So my advice for you is that know that operating in that high frequency, if to us we call it in on a fast lane, there is consequence in it. Yes, there is danger because where you are, like you are in fast lane, you are like somebody that a young boy that is into kidnapping, into armed robbery. you know you're already on the fast lane. Anything can happen. You can die any moment because you're on fast lane. Why can anybody say na ihe onye na-eme ka ọ na-esi anwụ, like onye ma ọgwụ ka ọgwụ na-atụ ịra anụ ya, onye ogbu mma na-esi na mma anaga ịra anụ ya ahụ habits Igbo proverb from the time of Anaya to show you that garbage in, garbage out. If you're on fast lane, then it will shorten your life. Take it from me. Let me run you up here. If you are following those negative and highway paths, your life will be short. That is a simple truth. Others will not tell you, but you hear it from inside because I don't have anything to hide. I will always tell you the truth. Makana. Are you following? So know it that path you are going is not Igbo spirituality. That particular side, metaphysical side you are going, has been there. So it's not your making. It has been there from origin. Are you following? It has been there from origin. So it's the third part you are following. So it's different from something with Christianity. Yeah, I can see some people that are even Christians, but they practice some of those high level of faiths. Now, and some people will be Christians, they belong to occult groups, and they're practicing some high frequency stuff. The same thing with some people that are into Eze-Ana. Even some people that I know some families that their forefathers practice this hyper physics. Let me put it that way. Today they are suffering. And well, so there are some family, their forefathers do those most of those things in order to be great and to be celebrated and to make money. Some their forefathers practice those evil manipulations. Some did even dando. Some did all those high stuff. And today, when those charms and those things become great, on their own they will begin to be hunting for food. And the person that particular charms was done with his name is no more there. So therefore, and those charms must be maintained. And the word is maintaining. So the charms will keep on checking things, feeling on by himself. So that is my advice. So some of those families are suffering today. If you ask them, they will say, we don't want anything Basara or Eze-Ana. My father was done on Eze-Ana. And when he died, our family began to suffer. Oga, your forefathers did not practice Eze-Ana. Your forefathers practiced charms. And their forefathers was in the fast lane. And that fast lane is what killed your father or your forefathers. And that fast lane is what is bringing negativity in your family and what is tormenting your family today. And not Igbo spirituality. Are you following? What tormented your family is not Eze-Ana. What is tormenting your family is negative charms done by your forefathers. Are you following? So, is it the path you want to follow? Is it the path you want to follow? Let me stop here. If you have any question in today's lecture, but today I hope you have understand the difference between Igbo spirituality and the occultic spirituality and fast lane. Let me stop here. If you have question, please send to me. My WhatsApp number is 0805 78 37 672. 0805 78 37 672. Let me stop here. If you have question in today's lecture, ask me. 0805 78 37 672. See you tomorrow. No gawa kezi okwu. Ọ bụrụ na ọnwa ebe ọjị eji wee chụ aja. Emechaa na ọ ya ekwu ome. Remain blessed. See you tomorrow.